Hi, this is Pastor Rick. Now today we want to get real about judging. Do you judge people? Do you look down on people and give your opinion? Do you say things like, you are not godly? You are godly. I think you are going to be a godly, mighty, anointed person, but you'll never be anything. Is that how you live your life? Well, let me talk about judging for a minute and say it's really a common thing. As a matter of fact, the judging I just described to you is what you don't want to do. And we'll talk about that in Matthew chapter 7. Let me read a text to you for a minute, and then I'll come back and explain. Here's what it says. Matthew 7, verse 1. Judge not that you be not judged. For with what judgment you judge, you will be judged. Now, please catch this now. With the measure you measure, it will be measured back to you again. Now, that to me is very simple and very plain. The advice is, don't judge without realizing that when you judge, you yourself are being measured by the judgment you use. So if I look at people and I come to conclusions about those people, the Lord says, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at what you do, and I'm judging you by how you judge them. And then he goes on to say something that's a real punchline for this verse. He simply says, when you judge somebody and you look at the plank or you look at the mote, as it's in the King James, and their eye, you look at the little beam, I think it is, the little spot in their eye or the speck, but you don't see the beam in your own eye, which simply means you are judging without proper sight. You're judging somebody without all the facts. You're coming to conclusions without knowing everything. You've never talked to this person. You've never had any conversation. You didn't ask him any questions, but you came to a conclusion. Judging unfairly is what this text is about. It's not about having an opinion. It's about having a wrong approach to the person. Sometimes in life, if you're not careful, that's how you live your life. If you can be real for a minute, we judge people unfairly. We judge our spouses unfairly. We judge our children unfairly. We judge our employer and employees unfairly. Every now and then in life, we spend years misjudging people. And it's important to pause and say, I need to look at that. Am I a judgmental person who's unfair? Now, judging, when it's correct, is not unfair. There's a righteousness in this. There's a righteousness when you look at a person and you see right and you see wrong and you acknowledge it. That's not unfair or wrong judgment. As a matter of fact, it can save your life. If you learn how to look at things and see the truth, you can save yourself a lot of headache. Some women, when they dated a guy, you saw it up front. When you dated that woman, you knew from the beginning, the first date, this was not right. You saw things in their personality. Well, maybe you should use the right judgment in those cases, but make sure you're not unfair in other seasons, because all of us can be misunderstood. And all of us have been judged unfairly. So Lord, I pray that we be fair in our judgment toward others and kind in Jesus' name. My name is Pastor Ricky Temple. Be real, judge fairly. See you next time. God bless. Bye-bye.